Morning, everybody. I just thought that while he's out at his study, I'd sneak in and play a little bit of monkey business. I've always wondered what it's like to be a pastor, so I thought I'd sneak in here and have a look round. Do you know what? He's always busy. He's always doing this and doing that and going here and going there. But there's just one thing that's necessary. One thing alone that's necessary. In fact, I'm going to write it on a pad and put it on his desk so that he realises one thing and one thing alone is necessary. Bye.
Good morning, everyone. Someone's left me a note here. Only one thing is necessary. And they've underlined it. They've underlined that necessary part, which is really interesting because that's what I wanted to talk about this morning. No doubt everybody's looking forward to next week when the restaurants and pubs can open up. There's a lot of people who have been looking forward to that for a long time, especially restaurant owners. It's been so difficult for them having to close. And I can't imagine the preparations that they're doing to actually get things ready in order to open it up for the public. I guess between now and then they're going to be really, really busy running around. That kind of reminded me of the famous story of Martha and Mary, where both of them decide to invite Jesus to come for something to eat. And Martha's in the kitchen banging about. And the longer it goes on, the more she bangs about, the more frustrated she gets because she seems to be doing all the work and Mary seems to be distracted. She's sitting at Jesus' feet. And eventually she says to Jesus in her frustration, why don't you tell her to come and help me? Which you can understand. And Jesus in this very famous passage talks out about just the one thing being necessary. And that was to sit at his feet. It's quite funny when I'm cooking. Karen just laughs at me whenever I'm cooking. Not that I cook an awful lot, but what I do is I put my stuff in the pan, I put the pan on, and then I stand there and I watch it. I watch it like a hawk. Karen will zoom about kitchen doing all kinds of other stuff while stuff's cooking, but I'm not like that. I stand over the cooker and I watch it and I wait till it boils rather than going away and doing anything. It has my complete and utter full attention. And in many ways that's what Jesus was saying to Martha. You're getting distracted about a lot of things, but there's only one thing that demands your full attention. And I suppose that's the challenge to us all living in such a busy world. Many of us can get caught up doing things, good things, right things, appropriate things, valid things. But sometimes that's to the detriment of the one thing that's necessary. And so all of us at some point need to find that place of coming before him and hearing something of what he has to say to us. There's a bit of a passage in a book by Sidlow Baxter where he says, everything is determined by the degree to which we really love Jesus. The first thing which makes a true Christian minister or missionary or evangelist or a preacher or a Sunday school teacher or a leader or a Christian worker of any kind is not learning, not eloquence, not wisdom, not organising, not ability, not pleasing personality, not even a passion for souls, but a love passion for Jesus himself. Nothing can take the place of that. All else without that is like withered flowers. And in Psalm 73 we read, whom have I in heaven but you? And earth has nothing I desire beside you. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is my strength, the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Whom have I in heaven but you? And earth has nothing I desire beside you. That's quite a thought. We were reading a psalm the other night, I think Psalm 84 is a leadership, where the psalmist talks about his heart and his flesh crying out for the living God. It was the one thing that was necessary. And so that's my challenge to us in the rest of this week, in the midst of our busyness, in the midst of our activity. Would we be able to find those moments, those places where we can do that one thing as necessary and sit at Jesus' feet? That's the only important thing in our lives. That's the only thing that's necessary. Because when we're in that place, he puts everything else into its place, into its context, and into its perspective. Well, I hope you might be able to join us on Sunday, whether in the sanctuary or live. We're going to be having communion together. If you have any particular allergies, if you bring your own bread and wine to eat, that would be fine. Otherwise, there'll be stuff supplied for you. We're looking forward to that. And we're going to be looking at the second half of Acts chapter 1, where, although Acts is a book about the mighty things that God did, the early church found out that there was some practical stuff that they needed to address first. So until then, stay safe, have a good week, bye.